So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my Very Thoughtful World. I am Kenesha Berry with VeryThoughtfulLife.com. This morning, I just want to encourage you. It's Monday, and I know for some people, Mondays are rough. Mondays are one of my favorite days. It's like my reset, it's my restart. I get to kind of start over and get to start fresh. So, I want you to start getting thoughtful and mindful about what do you do in your morning? How do you start your morning? What thoughts begin your morning? What energy are you bringing with you to your mornings? And so, as a mindset coach, what I want to talk to you about today is confidence is sexy. Confidence is sexy. So, I was recently having a conversation with a person who, is just going through a lot. And even having this conversation with my children, letting them understand that, listen, when you're in a relationship with someone, one of the hardest things to do is to love a person. If you're that person, or you have to love that person with low self esteem. We all have moments of it. Understand that we all have moments of it. But if it is your personality, and it's not your personality, but if you've done it so long that you identify it as this is just how I am, I just don't have the confidence. I just can't be like other people. I don't have the courage because you don't understand. This happened to me. It's extremely hard to love someone at that level, not because people aren't caring, not because we don't want to love, but understand this. It's emotionally draining to the other person because when you show up from that place, when you show up from that lack mindset, from the I'm not worthy mindset, you are needing energy from some source. Now, ultimately, that source should be God. But what we tend to do is we we pull it from the people around us. And this is why I say it's extremely hard to love someone with low self-esteem and low self-worth because you are literally draining the people around you. You're drawing their energy because without even being conscious and aware of it, there's a part of you that hopes somehow they can help, that they can change things. Or maybe you don't want to change. Maybe you just want them to understand. If you only understand, and somehow you believe that the understanding will validate you're not moving forward, you're not pursuing your goals, you're not being great, excellent, and wonderful for this world. You think if I understand your why you're like this, then I can say to you, well, I understand now why you haven't pursued the goals and the dreams that you talk a lot about. But I want to push you. I'm a coach. I don't want to understand why you're not being amazing. I want you to hear with clarity why you're not being amazing and then choose to pick some new thoughts that will get you there. And so today, as I talk about confidence being sexy, because how many times have you been in a room when a person walks in and everybody looks at this person like, wow, like they look like they own the room? Or you feel an energy shift because this particular person walked in the room. You've seen it, you've been around it. I know I have. I love when I see the person who walk in and they look like, yo, you all been waiting for me to arrive. I want to go know that person. I'm booking across the room to get to know them. But can I be honest with you? Years ago, there was a part of me that person intimidated. That person called me to shy away from. That person with that level of confidence and self assurance and energy will make me pull back because it showed me the parts of myself I didn't have and I didn't have the courage to go after. But now, like attracts like. So now, if I see that person, male or female, I want to know them. I want to get to know them. I want to be in their circle. I just want to introduce myself. And oftentimes I would do I would do that. So I want to ask you, are you ready to be confident? Are you ready to move with self-assurance in life? Are you ready to live bold and audacious in 2023? So if so, today I want to give you 4 things that's going to help you move into your sexy, move into being confident so that you are sexy when you walk in the room. And that's one, S is for self assurance. You got to begin to get assured that who you are is certainly enough, that you have all the abilities inside of you to one, be in the room, to create the room, to stand boldly in whatever it is that you're choosing to do and who you are. That's your job. You don't need someone else to validate you. But here's what's beautiful about getting the assurance. Once you begin to do the work, once your mindset shifts, other people will validate you. But the blessing is when you don't need it. Oh my God. When you don't need them to validate you because you're so cool with you, their validation just becomes a high five. It just becomes a cool, it becomes a cherry on top of your already made Sunday because you're so sure that who you are is already enough. So if you're ready to move into that place, that life of confidence where your sexiness enters the room, I need you to get self assured that you are just enough, just the way you are. The second thing you have to do to become that confident person, particularly that confident woman, I like to talk to women because I'm a woman and I get it. I want you to begin to execute. The E in sexy is for execute. Listen, you can't think your way to confidence. You can't think, hope, wish, and pray your way to confidence. You have to move. You have to take action to get confident, plain and simple. Because imagine this. The first time you do it, yes, you're nervous. You're scared. You're not sure how it's going to turn out. But it's okay. You showed up. You're doing it. And then once you begin to do it, there's a relaxing that comes. And then when you're complete, when you finish doing it, you're like, wow, I did that. I'm excited. Now you have the confidence. I remember the first time I climbed a mountain. I climbed a mountain, right? To go to a glass bridge. It was exhausting. It was hard. It was tough. But let me tell you, when I got to the top of that mountain, I felt so accomplished. I felt like I could do anything. I could not stand at the bottom of the mountain and wish and pray, Lord, if you would just help me get to the top of the mountain, but I'm going to stay right here. So maybe magically you'll float me there. Doesn't work that way. I had to get into action. I had to get up there and walk and hike and put into time. And you have to do that too. So whatever that dream is, whatever the goal is that you want, get into action, execute. The X for in sexy, because I want you to be confident, because confidence is sexy. The X stands for X factor. What is your X factor? You have to get to a place where you know what your X factor is. What makes you uniquely you? I like to call that your superpower. What is your superpower? When are you ready to reveal your superpower, or do you struggle to know what your superpower is? Because if you're sure about your superpower, now that's going to give you even more confidence that you not know only know who you are in this world, but what you're in this world to bring, what gifts that you have to offer this world. So the X is for X factor. What is your X factor? I want you to know that. And lastly, what is your why? Why in sexy is why. Why do you exist? Who are you here to serve? Who are your people? What is your why? What wakes you up in the morning so full and so ready, so excited to do the thing you've been called to do? Last night, I had the pleasure of interviewing one of my clients for my podcast. And so if you haven't been following me, keep an eye on every Thursday, I do a podcast where I'm interviewing this year professional women or entrepreneurs, women who are living their dreams. And you may be doing your dream as a side hustle. It's okay, but you've been bold enough to live it. And so my client has done that. When I met her, she was teaching and she had all these visions and dreams that she could train the teacher. And she knew that these kids need a certain kind of nurturing that she could offer them. And finally, she reached out to me because she wanted me to help her prepare for her doctorate degree. But when we did the work, and I said, why do you want your doctorate degree? She couldn't explain it. She didn't have the words for it. And I said, you don't need a doctorate degree, you need confidence. And what's so beautiful is she is now doing the thing she wanted to do without a doctor's degree. So she says, thank you for saving me so much money because she's lecturing at universities around the world. She's expanded where she's not only teaching the teacher, she's teaching the parent how to nurture their kids because that is her heart. So she knows her why. Her why are the children. Her why is because she knows a nurtured child will become an amazing human being that will do something great. And so she wants to nurture and help everyone who's in that child's life pour into them. And that was her calling. That was her why. And the only thing that was keeping her from doing that was her confidence, not a doctorate's degree. And so now she has the confidence and now she's doing it. So I want to ask you, are you ready to be bold? And are you ready to be confident? And more importantly, are you ready to be sexy, self-assured, execute, X factor? Why? Are you ready to move into that place? Because if you are, I want you to book a free consultation call with me. Be bold enough to take one action today to move you closer to the life that you really want. Stop living in misery. Stop living small. Stop thinking that maybe next year, maybe it's for other people, but it's not for me. It is for you. I serve an amazing God who create amazing things. The sun wasn't created and then choose to say, well, I ain't sure who I am. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to shine bright. The sun knows that it's supposed to shine bright. And you've been created by the same God, and you are supposed to shine bright as well in this world. So if you tell me you don't have a vision, you tell me you don't have a purpose, you tell me you don't have gifts, then you're denying that my God is your creator. And I refuse to believe that. So when you're ready, don't call me if you're not ready. Don't call me if you don't really want to change. Don't call me if you don't want to do the work. Don't call me if you're not ready to do the hard. But if you're really honest, it's hard living where you are. So you're going to pick hard. Am I going to do the work and it be hard that moves me towards my visions, dreams, and the life and love that I want? Or am I going to do the hard that keeps me in the sadness, the lack of self esteem, the feeling low, the feeling unwanted? Which heart am I choosing? But here's what you need to know, and I'm going to end this. Ultimately, you are choosing. I pray that you have a wonderful day. If this message has blessed you at all, and thank you for L. Jack for coming on. This message has blessed you at all. Will you please do me a favor? Will you share this message with someone? Will you click like and share? Will you subscribe if you're on any of my pages? And so thank you again for watching. Have an amazing, blessed day. Bye-bye.